Hello and welcome back to Antidepressing. This is the show where we talk about everything from liturgy
to Lexapro. Hello, everybody. Girls and guys and friends and everybody. Welcome back to Antidepressing.
Musical.
We're here. We're excited. It's a new day. I feel like we're getting closer to summer.
Tell me why.
Which means nothing as an adult. But
I have watched that movie twice in the past week.
tell me your kids' reactions. Like, what
No,
was
because
the
they're
reaction?
obsessed with it.
Love it.
They're obsessed with High School Musical. This is a new thing, and they have now watched all three. Joy constantly requests High School Musical, the one with the pool.
Yes.
High School Musical 2.
It's the best one, in my opinion.
It is the best one. So she gets
the
it,
best
and I'm
music,
proud.
Yeah.
I really feel like of all the things I could pass on in this life, like this is my legacy.
Morals, upright character, knowing
High
that
School
High
Musical.
School Musical 2 is the best
Is
of
the
the High
best
School
one.
Musicals.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want them to always remember, like, my mommy prayed with us. She cared for us, and she watched High School Musical with us. And that's important to me. And so I really feel like we're doing it. And I couldn't be more proud. They love it.
Yeah. I could not be more proud of them either, and I cannot wait to go to your house and watch it with them, because High School Musical is truly transformative. I can't wait till Juliana brings over her High School Musical microphone.
I know.
It will mean more to them, you know?
Yeah, like it's a culture, and they're becoming part of it. Now, I do think I'm going to tell you something that's not going to shock you, and that is that my middle child is strongly identifying with Sharpay. And it does make sense. She was walking around the house today going, I wanna walkie walkie walkie. And I was like, of all the songs, the like deep cut,
like Uka Luka 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 Muka Luka. Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
Honestly, not surprising that she identifies with Sharpay.
Yeah,
who does
makes a
end
lot of
up
sense.
at the end being misunderstood.
She is, but not the whole time.
Yeah.
So very fun trying to figure out their identity through the lens of High School Musical. And also, like, my kids are homeschooled, so they have no reference for school. And so now this is what they think school is, which is also my favorite thing. Like, that's perfect. Like, this is school. School is singing summer.
I love that. And when
class.
summer comes, they're going to be like, okay, why is nobody throwing papers in the sky?
I know what's happening.
You know, where's the black man with the with the catchy phrases on the t-shirts? You know,
which I want all of his t-shirts.
Yeah,
Julian and I were talking about this the other day. Like, I need all those. Like, I majored in vacation.
Troy necklace. That's my favorite part, which is like T
for Troy.
And you're like, no, dude, for Tanzania. Like, I remember being in high school and being like, okay, that's a little too far.
Girl, be serious.
That's a little too far. But High School Musical 2 is so good, has some of the best songs, except for High School Musical 3, Can I Have This Dance? And the final High School Musical, like, reprise. That makes me cry every time. So good.
Yeah, it's the end of our childhood, so it makes sense.
Yeah, so I just really love it. I'm glad your kids are enjoying it.
Thank you. Awesome. Besides for listening to me talk about High School Musical with my kids, how are you?
I mean, that added a lot to my life. It truly enriched me. So I'm doing well. You know, life is really lifing. Yeah, I'm just taking my vitamins, trying to be on my fiber and flow. You know, just trying, like. Now that I work, so for those that do not know, I work in a doctor's office and I talk to people about colonoscopies all the time. So I'm constantly
You're really thinking about your health.
Truly, constantly around doctors and providers talk about like gut health and all sorts of stuff. So it's been really good. Like, I've been eating an apple a day. I've been eating oranges. I've been eating grapes for snacks. Like, I've been really trying to, like, I've been having smoothies every morning. And you might be thinking, Smoothie, Chanel? Okay, yeah, those are good for you. But what kind of smoothies are you having? Just like fruit and some apple juice? No, no, no.
No.
I'm
Mm-mm.
having
Mm-mm.
2 cups of spinach. Here's
Oh,
actually like my favorite smoothie that I have
drop the
really been
recipe.
making for like a month and a
Mm-hmm.
half. Okay, here's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
2 cups of spinach and a cup, I don't know. I use like a big handful. Two
Yeah,
big
yeah.
handfuls of spinach, like the
Okay.
leaf in the bag. Some pineapple.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
Like the leaf in the
The
bag,
leaf
right?
in the bag.
Like the leaf in the bag, not the frozen kind, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Real leaf in the bag.
Real leaf.
So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I take 2 of that, some frozen pineapple,
Yum.
um, some mint,
Oh.
a splash of orange juice, a splash, but
Okay.
not too much, y'all. We're not trying to make we're not trying to spike your blood sugar first thing in the morning. A
Yeah,
splash
yeah.
of orange juice, a little bit of ginger, some water,
What?
and you guys, it is like so, and I put some Greek yogurt, and it is so
This
good.
sounds like a fresh pressed juice is what it's
Yeah.
giving, you know?
Yeah. So like if you decided to omit the Greek yogurt, it would very much
Mm-hmm.
give just like refreshing juice. But the Greek yogurt
Yep.
I like because it adds like some protein in
Some
it and
protein, some
makes it feel like
density.
more of a morning
Mm-hmm.
meal.
You
So
stay
I've
full
been
longer. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been really kind of getting after that. My
I love
second
this.
smoothie that I've been really liking is
Okay.
Greek yogurt, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of ground cardamom, some dates, a banana, and some Greek yogurt and some milk. And it is so good. So that's another one I'm putting y'all on. The last thing that I have been eating quite a bit that I might just make after this so I can have it for lunch tomorrow is a healthier buffalo chicken dip. And you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, buffalo chicken dip, how do you make that healthier? What do you like
Yeah.
having canned chicken? Well, first, canned chicken is not that bad. But what I do is I buy the shredded rotisserie chicken from Aldi. They have it like in a thing in a prepared box. So I buy the shredded rotisserie chicken and then I
Yum.
put some Greek yogurt, just like 2 teaspoons, and
Mm.
some cottage cheese, some buffalo sauce, and I blend. Well, okay, I pause for a second. I blend the cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, and buffalo sauce
Yep, yep,
together.
yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't
I
blend the
don't blend
chicken.
the
Yep,
chicken
yep.
because that's
Got it.
disgusting.
I'm here.
So
Yep.
I
Mm-hmm.
blend the cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, buffalo sauce, a little bit of ranch seasoning.
This sounds so good.
Yeah, so you blend
Mm-hmm.
that mess together,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and it's buffalo dip.
Yeah.
Okay, then you put that with some you can put mix that with the chicken, then put that in the oven for like 20 minutes, and that's buffalo chicken dip. So I literally will eat that for lunch with some like whole grain crackers or some carrots, and that mess is friggin' good.
That's
And it's giving
awesome.
full and delicious. So that's pretty much how I'm doing. I've been on that flow. I've been really trying hard to just like
I love this.
be on top of eating. I can still enjoy what I'm eating. Like today, I had a piece of a donut, but I'm not going as hard as I used to.
Yeah.
Or if I want some ice cream, I have some because that's chill, and we're not doing like real restricted eating over here. But I'm just
Yeah, no.
also trying to
We're not
learn
like
like
that.
I am like I'm trying to enjoy my life, but I'm also like, well, if I'm going to be sustainable and exist, I want to eat
Mm-hmm,
things that will
mm-hmm,
help
mm-hmm,
me
mm-hmm.
like live throughout the day and not
It's
be hungry or like
yeah.
not feel sweaty like after I have a big piece of cake and I feel like I'm sweating. I just
It's
like
really fair.
yeah, I'll reach for some other things. Like I
Mm-hmm.
can still have buffalo chicken dip, but maybe there's another way to make it. Or
Yep.
I still have like shrimp pasta, but maybe there's another way to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can buy some good whole grain, whole wheat pasta. Or like maybe I can make a smoothie and I love like sweeter things, but maybe I can just throw a couple handfuls of spinach in it and put
Yep.
less juice. So
Yep.
there's ways that I can be like I can still enjoy it, but
Balance.
let's
Mm-hmm.
try to like uptake the vegetables. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Vegetables and fruits. So
It's really fair. I'm proud
yeah,
of you. Life's about balance, and you're really finding it.
thank you very much. So that's pretty much like been how I've been doing. And I thought that was very important for everyone to know.
That was important. And I think people learned a lot. And they need to know. And it really is a testament to where you work does have an effect on who you are as a person.
It really does, because I gotta tell you, I was, I slow go. I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll eat kind of well for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, nah, I don't really care that much.
Yeah, I'm good.
But being in an environment where everyone is constantly, I mean, like the doctor's a regular person, so he'll eat regular food, but being in an environment where people are coming in every day and they're like, I haven't pooped in 4 weeks, or I feel ill all the time, or all I eat is, Whopper Juniors from Burger King, and I don't know why I feel bad. Being in an environment like that every day really motivates you to be like, I'm only 31, so maybe I still have a chance. Like, I think I still have time. So, yeah. So it's been like pretty good. So then motivating for anyone out there, you still have time, it doesn't have to be insane, but there can be like, and I sound like those annoying people on TV, but it could really be just simple swaps in your life. You don't have to like ruin your life.
It can.
You don't have to ruin your life, but just simple swaps. Like if you're like,
hey, I cottage cheese into it. Okay?
Yeah, sneak some cottage cheese. And honestly, dude, the texture of cottage cheese is pretty rank. Some people hate it.
Yeah, but once you blend it,
But once you blend it,
you actually can't tell. You actually cannot tell.
And it's not one of those things where people are like, oh, once you have zucchini noodles, you can't tell that they're not spaghetti.
No.
Those people are full of crap.
Those people are crazy.
Because you can absolutely tell that that's not freaking pasta. Okay?
Yeah.
But cottage cheese, you blend that a couple weeks ago, for par exemplar, cottage cheese, a little bit of milk, some seasoning. Okay, I'm talking garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, a little bit, a dash of salt. Okay, some Parmesan cheese in there.
I know what's happening.
Not talking the dry, talking the like chunks that you buy from like all
real Parmesan cheese,
real shreds. Okay, you put that in there. You blend that freaking mess up. Okay. Boil some pasta, make some shrimp and chicken. You put
like
that.
We're making Alfredo, baby.
That's Alfredo without butter and freaking. And I'm telling you, dude, like my mom ate it. And
Why does that sound so good?
My mom ate it and she was like, dude, this is actually like freaking good. What is this? And I was like, it's shrimp Alfredo, y'all. But like it
has extra protein.
With whole wheat durum pasta, some shrimp, which is like protein's like cute sister that nobody talks about. Some shrimp and no butter. No butter, no oil.
Who would have thought?
We're like pretty much just eating hot Greek yogurt and hot cottage cheese. Like.
When you say it like that, yum.
So anyway, I'm putting everybody on, just simple swaps. You don't have to like die and not enjoy what you enjoy. I had a piece of blueberry pie earlier, but if I want a snack later, I might just have a bowl of grapes. I'm not gonna like go hard with a million cookies. You know what I'm saying? It's just like let yourself enjoy, and then you won't eat things that are like not gonna make you feel great later on. You know what I'm saying? It's all about balance. So
I love it.
Yeah. So speaking of balance, there's actually no such transition. This has nothing to do with balance. But speaking
the transitions are always hard here.
Yeah, transitions are always hard. But speaking of, though, I did get a text from someone because this weekend I was driving back from church, and as I do, because I'm always at church. And I was driving back and I had this song stuck in my head because there's a local Christian radio station here, Z88.3, shout out. And I was like, had it on as I was driving. And they played this song that was like pretty catchy on my way to church. And I couldn't remember it on my way home, but I had it stuck in my head. I don't know if you ever know when that happens, when you like can't remember the words, but you can remember like the tune. So then I posted on my Instagram story and like 10 people texted me, is this the song you're talking about? Outside of Instagram, they just said, is this the song you texted me or talked about on my regular phone? They texted me. Then one of our friends was like, hey, speaking of this, can you and Jasmine do just a couple rounds of Guess That Song? And
backed by popular demand.
And I agreed because it has been a while. And
You did not tell me we were doing this, but okay.
I did not.
I'm ready.
And I was inspired from that request. So thank you, Emily. And by the fact that it was a Christian song. So I thought we would really bring it back to middle school. So I'm going to do a couple middle school Christian songs. And I just want to say,
I am going to be so bad at this. You know I'm bad at the names of songs.
How Christian are you?
You are so mean.
You will know if Jasmine is not that Christian, this podcast will just suddenly end.
Cancel me.
Yeah, she will be ready. She will be the next victim of cancel culture. So here we go.
I'm so ready. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Complete the lyrics or tell you what song it is?
Whichever one you feel like, actually. You can do either, because I know you don't, like, naming songs is pretty hard. But sometimes you know the lyrics and you know the general vibe. So
I'm like so scared.
I'm not going to be like merciless to you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But first, before I sing, we got to sing the song. Okay. If you know the words of this song, sing along. Sing along. Perfect. All right. Here we go.
No idea what you're doing.
No way. You seriously? People listening all know that, okay? No way. You're lying right now. You're lying.
No idea.
Your musician husband knows that from first line.
He's not gonna be able to, he's gonna be very annoyed.
Okay.
Are you doing Amazing Grace?
Oh my gosh, I'm offended. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. And then I'm going to choose another one. And that's crazy, Jasmine.
You're not going to tell me what it is?
You're going to feel like a fool. Okay?
No, I am. But you're not going to tell me what it is?
No, this is your last guess. I'll do this I'll do it one more time. This is your last guess. Okay?
Oh, how great is your love? Okay. Oh, how great is our God? How great is our God? Okay, I was like, what are the words? You know what I'm saying?
How great is your love for me? How great is him?
I know. I was like, oh no.
How great is the one?
How great is the one in my brain? It's all in my brain.
How great is the one whom he loves?
They all have almost the same lyrics. Okay.
No, okay. That was good. Okay, so the first one
was hard.
I was honestly trying to be chill with the first one. I thought that one was, but it seems like we're just kind of.
It is so much harder to do Christian songs than it was to do like deep cuts from our childhood. But okay, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
I can't do this.
No way. Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay. For everyone listening, for all of my practicing Christians out there, that was Big House, Stephen Curtis Chapman. Come on, Jasmine. Literally.
I don't think you're doing a good job. I don't think
hurt. But I do take feedback as a part of my growth process, inspired by my therapist. I do.
No, I actually think I'm just doing a bad job. I actually do not know.
I do take proper criticism. However, that is Big House by Stephen Curtis Chapman. And
I'm so embarrassed.
I will do the last one, okay? All right, here we go.
I should have failed VBS.
You should have. It should have been like VBS throwback. And then if you got one wrong, just like the gates of hell just opened to you. I mean, you just drop through the floor.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. This one, like, actually, no, I gotta choose another one because I don't think you're gonna get this one. Or do you want to try it?
I mean, why not? I don't. At this point, I'm not. I'm not doing great, so just keep it coming.
Okay. All right. Let's see if you got it. I don't know though.
It's my husband's song. Stand by Steven Joubert.
That is not middle school. I was throwing you a fish line.
I know.
Right
I was
there.
trying to think of like a song from our. That's why at first I was like,
I was
"Ain't no way she's humming Stand." But here we are.
Fish line. So that is "Stand" by Steven Joubert from Pride and Joy. Very good song.
Speaking of, if you're interested in listening to "Stand" by Steven Joubert or any other great Catholic music, we have an exciting announcement. Perfect transition, Chanel Shaw.
Hit us with it.
Theo, our favorite app, our home, is now having music stream. So all of our friends, our spouses, our people we are the biggest fans of, their Thought Bubble, their music is now on Theo. So please download Theo if you haven't already. If you have, get the update so you can stream your favorite music.
Yay! So exciting. So exciting. So check it out. It's very good music. And you know when people are like, this is really good music, and then the music's bad? No, we're actually like not lying. It's actually...
No, we're serious.
It's exceptional music. So
we have great taste.
Yeah, so go ahead and check it out. And also for those wondering, because I know everyone was, what was the song that Chanel had stuck in her head? It was this new song called Rise or something, like Lazarus. And it's like, rising like Lazarus, run Lazarus, or whatever. And I was like, that song is so good. So anyway, everyone should listen to something Rise like Lazarus or something. It's a good song.
Or something.
Or something. I don't know. It's very catchy when you hear it. Perfectamundo. So you guys, we have kind of weird news for you. You might have previously been like, you guys dance, you know, like you guys have a transition when you do stories. And we did. And we had a really funky song that has carried us through 75 episodes.
But rest in peace.
But rest in peace, because we no longer use the equipment that plays that song. You know, I just can't really talk about it. So, unfortunately, so now I just have to sing when we transition. So that's what we're gonna do now.
Wait, we have to do antidepressant Catholic news.
First, let's do antidepressant Catholic news when I come up with a really good transitionary song to sing. So
okay.
In antidepressant Catholic news, Jasmine, hit us with it. Who is
Pope
well?
Pope Francis is well. Pope Francis is out of the hospital. He is back at home. He's still limiting his public appearances and his obligations. He's having some meetings set up for the next couple of weeks. But his public appearances are going to be kept to a minimum. It's seeming from everything that I have been reading that Pope Francis is going to be scaling back. Still in the public eye, but not as heavily, which is going to be interesting to see what that looks like going into Easter season, when that's like a lot of public appearances for the Pope, a lot of public masses, a lot of people. And he really is still frail, and he's still battling health concerns. And so prayers for the Pope, as always. Again, speculation about what's going to happen is not necessary, but leaning into prayer and remembering that he is our Pope, and just the gift it is to see him continue to minister to us and love us, just like any parent would, regardless of where their health is. Like, I think he's shown that so beautifully throughout this time in the hospital and now being out. And so praise God that he is out, and prayers continued.
Praise God. Pray for Papa Francis. You know, we hope that he rises out of this sickness like Lazarus. And that was a good transition.
Still relevant.
Still relevant, that song. Who sings that song? I don't know.
I don't know. Are you gonna sing?
Song. I had that song by Matt Maher that's really good. Ooh, that's hard because every song.
That one song
that's like, I run to the Father.
There again and again and again
and again. Whoa! That song is so good.
Why is that song so good?
And at the end where he's like, my heart found a surgeon, my soul found a friend, because in the beginning of the song, he said, "My heart needs a surgeon. My soul needs a friend." So he's like,
we love a full circle song moment.
It's like, I found that in the Father, you guys. Also, I'm going to put you on to one more. You guys, I've been listening to a lot of gospel music lately. I've been really in that pocket. And there's this song, Jesus is a Love Song. And you guys, it's very good. It's like a 10-minute long song, you guys. And at the end, this woman, Clark's sister, famous gospel artist, hits this note for like 30 seconds. That's pretty crazy. So anyway, putting everybody on. None of those songs matter though, because this is about to be the best song you've ever heard in your entire life. So
okay, here we go.
All right, so here we go. We're antidepressing, and this is our temporary transition song, because we don't have one anymore, because we don't use that equipment anymore. Time for some stories. In our first story,
that was beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Iconic.
Thank you. So, in our first story, we're going to talk about JonasCon. We talked about JonasCon happening, but we got to recap it because it happened last weekend. And you guys, it was not good. People were tired. They were freezing. It was 37 degrees. Some people only got to hear 4 songs. It kind of was like what we said it was going to be like.
It is.
Team disorganized, because if I could get a free ticket to the American Dream Mall, which is the crazy mall, it's like 20,000 football fields of mall. Like, if I can get a free ticket to go see the Jonas Brothers, and there's like no tracking of it, and people can just all show up, and there's a water park in there, there's bound to be chaos. So it turns out that there was chaos. There were different sessions. There was a session at the water park inside of the mall, which
is bananas.
Yes. So it was 30 degrees outside. So people are like standing outside for 5 hours. Then they come inside, take off their clothing, and then go inside of a water park inside. So your body's going into shock, right? Then you're in water. You're standing there, you're wading water in like a wave pool. Imagine that. You're just in a wave pool with like 200 people. Okay. And then one of the Jonas Brothers' brother-in-laws is DJing for like 2 hours. Okay. And you're ankle deep in this wave pool. There's a stage at like face level, and you're just kind of waiting for somebody to show up on stage. Then some people are wearing sneakers. Some people are wearing jeans. They're like, where are we even? Okay. It's chaotic. People are running all throughout the mall because the Jonas Brothers are performing in multiple locations at the mall. Some people have like access to the pool only. It's crazy.
Isn't this like so what you would have imagined as a young person that the Jonas Brothers would be doing at this age? Like, just the most chaotic, disorganized, running across the mall to try to get a glimpse of them. Like, it's giving the disorganization that like existed in 2007, and like they brought us back to that. Like, these kind of disorganized, lack of security events just wouldn't have happened. Like, they don't happen now. This is not a 2025 event. They really brought it back to 20 years ago. Like, this is the 20th anniversary. Remember 2005 when everything was lawless and you were just like let loose in a mall?
Wow.
Try to remember that.
Yeah.
I think it was a social experiment.
It was a social experiment. I agree.
And I think it won.
So the Jonas Brothers come out after 2 hours of their brother-in-law DJing, and they play 4 songs, okay? If you're standing in that wave pool, they play 4 songs, okay? Then Big Time Rush comes out. You're like, what? Okay, Big Time Rush, okay? And then you're like, who else could come out? I don't know, maybe the All-American Rejects, okay? And then you're like, well, I don't know. Is there anyone else left? Maybe Franklin Jonas, the youngest Jonas brother, who has come out with a song. Okay.
There we go.
And then you think, well, there has to be nobody else. Well, it's also being live streamed, hosted by some of the Camp Rock cast members. And
that
so
was wild.
So all around, you guys, JonasCon was kind of a mess. But if they
As
did it
one would
again,
expect.
would I cash in my Southwest points?
If they did it again with
go?
more than like a month's notice, I really think I might be there.
I really think I might have also gone. Yeah.
Can I say one of my favorite things that?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
It says in this article about this event is when Big Time Rush came on stage, one fan yelled, "This is the best day ever." And it says at the exact same time, an older woman, I'm assuming by older they mean in her 30s, so I am going to sue Us Weekly. An older woman turned to the person next to her and asks, "Who is this?" I was like, yeah, that's fair.
All around.
Big Time Rush, really interesting. Interesting dynamic.
Just a mixture of confusion. People
are
mixture
of confusion.
What is the Big Time Rush's like big song? I'm looking for a girlfriend. I see that. Need one you can talk for me. I never watched their show because my mom said we weren't like allowed to for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of was beyond our age. Like we kind of aged out at that time. I feel,
which is weird because I think I was like I was in lower high school, so why was I not allowed? Maybe it wasn't my mom. Maybe I just didn't like it.
Maybe culturally, people were like, "Hey."
I don't know, but for some reason I wasn't a Big Time Rushian, so I did not partake.
I was not either. So that was an interesting bring out because
but they're part of the same
Big Time
era.
Rush is like still touring. I'm very confused.
They are. So
yeah, when I tell you I wasn't really into it. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, but the Jonas Brothers also announced they're coming out with a new album, and a tour. A tour, which we may be going to.
I actually don't know. We may be going to. We're really thinking about it.
Yeah.
The thing is, we don't live in the same place.
Yeah.
And so planning something out like 6 months in advance, 7 months in advance, when we don't actually know if we'll be in the same place. Here's my thing about getting Jonas Brothers concert tickets the day they release. We did it the one time because like we were all living together in Orlando. Of course.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of fear that I wouldn't be able to get tickets if the concert was tomorrow. So I don't ever feel a great rush to get them. 7 months in advance.
They did just go on tour. Like it feels like literally
like
a year
we all
ago.
just kind of did it.
Like we all just did it. So I do think because for that tour it was packed because
it was the first time in a long time.
It was the first time in a long time. It was like when Taylor Swift was doing her Eras tour, the Jonas Brothers was like, great.
It was their Eras tour.
Let us do an Eras tour. But now that they've done that, people are like, oh, I've kind of gone to that. Like
I've kind of done it.
I've kind of done it. So
this is the tour to weed out the medium fans and see who's really in it,
So Jasmine may not be a true Christian, but she is a true Jonas Brothers fan.
Today you will find where my allegiance lies.
Oh my God. So it's,
I actually am going to sue you for defamation.
Harassment. Where is HR for this podcast? So
I know, for real.
Yeah. So I feel like I would go because like I love their songs. I love bouncing around to their music. Yeah. Like, it's just overall fun. Like they have fun vibes.
I love being in a sea of 30-year-olds trying to reclaim what was once theirs, Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll see. We'll update you guys if we end up going, or when JonasCon happens again, which it probably will because we just need it. I feel
in another 20 years when they have their 40th anniversary.
Yeah, and then it'll be their kids just like singing some songs, and Justin Bieber's kid will sing with them. It's just going to be like so crazy.
So true.
So all around, we will see. But speaking of
tragedies.
Things
that didn't go well.
Things that did not go well. Let's talk about The Bachelor. The moment you've all been waiting for. The Bachelor finale happened. We were waiting for it. Grant's season did seem to go on forever. We were unfairly comparing him to Joey. We all know
it's been 100 years.
It's been 100 years. It's been a journey. The finale happened. Was it Latia or was it Juliana? We made our guesses. Let's just give some of our main points from the episode, some big thoughts.
Okay.
So Jasmine, hit me with like your top 5 thoughts from the finale episode.
Okay. Not super shocked about what the outcome was, which I'll just go ahead and say it. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it yet. He chose Juliana, which made a lot of sense, honestly. I think the best part of this episode, hands down, was his conversation with his dad. For those of you who are not a part of the Bachelor Nation community, his father had like a not great go of being a father when Grant was younger, not super present, not a great husband, very absent, but is now trying to like reclaim that time, I would say, and is trying to be more present in Grant's life. And him and Grant had this really beautiful conversation during the finale. And honestly, I would say was saying a lot of the things that I think any child who has had like an absent father like dreams of their father eventually saying these words to them and like craves it. And Grant, his dad was like, I wasn't the dad you needed when you were younger, and I'm so sorry for like the ways in which I wasn't there for you, etc., etc. I'm paraphrasing. But then said like, from now until like my last breath, I am going to be there for you. Like, I will never leave you. It's like me and you. I'm going to be here for you through every single step. So whatever decision you make right now, I'm here for you. Whatever happens, if it ends up not good, I'm here for you. Like, I'm always going to be there and be present for you. And I just thought that was so beautiful. Best part of the episode, hands down. I told my husband, I was like, and honestly, he could have been like, I'm actually done with this show. I healed my inner child. I actually do not need a wife. I'm like, I'm good. I actually, this is what the point of the show was for me. And I can move on. But he did not. And,
but he did not. And we were forced to endure 2.5 more hours of the show. Yep.
And it was kind of crazy. And Latia, and kudos to her, she went hard on the like, you told me it was going to be me, so you're not a good person. And I was like,
which honestly, that part
kind of true. That's kind of true.
Yeah, that part,
because she wasn't. Yeah, and it was all just kind of giving sad. So then I was like, okay, so now we're supposed to be happy for him and Juliana, but also, did he kind of lie?
He seemed kind of like,
and is that kind of cute?
Yeah, he seemed okay. So like, I agree. So my couple moments also intertwine with yours, okay? Obviously, father moment, I was crying. That was powerful.
Weeping.
I felt for him, like, holy crap. Like, I really hope that his father also has the support that he needs to continue his sobriety. Like, holy crap.
Yep. I hope he means it, and I hope it's all.
He means it, dude. Yeah. And then also, like, Latia, I wanted Latia to be way more petty than she was, to be honest. Like, when Grant,
Grant was strong, like, but then she eased up.
Yeah, like when Grant was like, I hope you don't think any differently of me because of this. Like so essentially she got out of the limo. She was the first one to get out of the limo, which Bachelor fans know that means she's going home. He's not proposing to her. She gave her whole like little speech about how much he means to her and how good their journey's been. And then he's like, yeah, you deserve like love, which sounds like, when someone's like, you deserve love. That's like, oh, okay. Well, then
you deserve someone who's going to treat you.
So it's like, that means you're not going to give it to me. Cool. Immediately her face starts becoming a little like, contorted. She's like, oh, okay. And she immediately starts like tensing, which honestly, everybody, okay, I would too. And my fist would start tensing up. So then he's like, hey, I don't want you to think differently than me. I still love you. She's like, okay, well, that's really different than what you said. And he's like, no, I do love you. And she's like, okay, because that's absolute. Okay, well, then you're just different than I thought. And you can tell he's like, his heart went to his butthole when she was like,
yep.
Oh, okay, well then you're just different than I thought. Because he was banking on her being like, okay, yeah, totally. Like, I wish you and Juliana the best and to dance off into the sunset.
Yep.
And like you got told, but she was like, okay, well, wow, I completely had a misperception of you. You are actually not a good person. What you told me was completely different than what is happening right now, and I feel blindsided. So he apparently, the day before, she was like, when they last saw each other, she said, oh my gosh. She said, oh my gosh, like, we're going to get engaged tomorrow. When they were saying goodbye to each other.
Yep.
Water alert.
Wait, I got you. And he said,
thank you. I'm going to grab my water.
I know. Yeah, you go get your water. He said, I know. I can't wait. Like, he played into, like, I can't wait to get engaged tomorrow. And apparently the whole time he had been telling her, like, you're my number one. It's going to be you and I at the end of this. And then just totally blindsided her with saying it wasn't them. And I thought it was, like, that's kind of bizarre.
Yeah, it was very bizarre.
To say all those things.
He gave her a journal to write her thoughts before the proposal. Imagine that. Imagine someone giving you a journal that, I mean, with the intention that they're going to read it after they propose to you. Them saying, oh yeah, we're getting engaged. I'm so excited.
And then being like, never mind.
And then being like, I have a stronger love for somebody else. I would crash out. I'm telling you, screens cracked.
Yeah.
I would tussle so many of those cameramen. Like the way that she was just like, I would be fighting. Like, and the way, my favorite thing though about that moment.
It was really sad.
It was actually very sad, but she handled it so, she was just kind of like.
And she didn't just let it go. She wasn't just like, I understand, whatever. She really was like, no.
Yeah,
because you told me.
Wait a minute.
And so now you're not the person I thought you were. And so now I'm glad we're not getting married. You know?
Yeah. And she was like,
she even said that after the final rose. She was like, I'm glad that this isn't how my love story ended because I wouldn't want someone who wasn't 100% certain about me. You know?
And she said, I'm really glad that this is the last time that I have to talk to you after this. Wow.
Dang, girl.
And she said, if I was Juliana, I would just have a lot of questions. Because so it's sounding like, it's definitely sounding like during the fantasy suites, he was like, I'm going to choose you.
Yeah, I think he did tell her that. It's what it seemed, or like she's saying that. He never denied it. And he said, like, I made a lot of mistakes in this process, whatever. It seemed when Juliana came out, I wanted a little bit more of a, honestly, I wanted Lucia to still be there and I wanted her to be like, girl, what? I wanted more of that. But I at least wanted us to like push into it a little more with Juliana, which to Jesse, Jesse's himself, that he did ask, like, you know, there was he was really struggling at the end. So how do you feel about that watching it back? And I do feel like her answer wasn't terrible. You know, she said like that Grant really puts his all into things emotionally, and she's glad he like really did the show justice and what the journey is by really emotionally investing in people up until the very end, which I think is a great way of her to spin that. But I can't foresee a scenario where they're not having conversations at home now that are like, you were like unsure when you were picking rings out.
Yeah,
she was unsure. You know, I think that would be tough.
She was very much giving like my man, but like, and that's the way the show works, right? Like, there's unsurety until the last minute, like we all know that. But like, the level of Latia being like, no, and when he was like, I hope and when he was saying, Grant was like, I hope you don't think less of me, and she was like,
I do,
and she was like, well, wouldn't you? And like the way she slayed that, it was just such a slay. It was such a slay because she was like,
Latia
come on now.
Fashion. Yeah, she always is just like holding herself to a high standard.
So I would be really curious myself what the conversations, now that this episode has come out, between Juliana and Grant are like, because it has to be a little bit of a bummer. But definitely she, you know, last night was giving like, this is my man. I'm confident in myself. So like nobody's going to tear me down. I'm confident in myself.
Yeah.
And everybody in the world said, you know what, girl? Be proud of him.
Do your thing.
And I think in most important news of the whole Bachelor finale, with Grant's season feeling like the longest experience of my life, other than news that I think you should say, because we predicted it, and you predicted it actually, as a possibility. The secondary most important thing is that Grant did drop a new song this morning. And and for those that have not been following along, Grant did come out with a song before his season premiered. And he promoted it like a couple days before the first episode dropped. And ABC pulled that Instagram post. They said, we are not having people think that you're here for the wrong reasons. Absolutely not. Yep. But that song has been all over social media and people have been just kind of about it. Okay. So he dropped a new song today and it is called High School Forever. No. It's called High School Forever or High School Love or something like that. And every day, Grant just kind of feels more embarrassing. So
he does.
His first song is called Party Girl, okay? Which
not a great look.
Okay, so this one's called High School Crush. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
And I think that's all we need to hear to really sum up this season of Bachelor.
I do think he went on the Bachelor to launch his music career. Let's shoot your shot. I also think, like, on Taylor Swift's most recent album, her like love song about Travis is called So High School, and it just feels like it's a little too soon. And he wasn't maybe very creative. But that's okay, Grant. We all have our special talents. And there can only be one Joey, and you were in impossible shoes. And there will never be another. There will never be another Joey.
Truly.
The best who ever did it.
The best who ever did it. You were truly in impossible shoes. So
impossible
everyone
shoes.
Go search Grant Ellis on Spotify. Listen
Give him
to
those streams.
High School Crush and Party Girl. And honestly, dude, I just pray that that man gets the family he deserves, gets the wife he wants, and gets the healing that he so is longing for. And I hope Latia flexes on everybody and ends up marrying a billionaire or something, because
I hope so too. I hope she's happy.
Something like that. I hope she's happy.
Maybe she'll end up on Secret Life of Mormon Wives.
Because honestly, probably, yeah. So
it could happen.
Because as it was coming down to the wire too, I know that we've talked about it, and I really was just like, he's not going to choose her.
It just really doesn't make sense.
It just
like they had no conversations on camera about how they would actually raise their children, Mormon/Christian. Like,
and children and we're not just saying like actually raise their children, because we know that like the show cannot be real sometimes. Let us live in the fantasy. Okay, but we're saying that because both of them have verbally expressed that they want children.
And Latia was like, in the next 2 years I want a child. Okay, well,
and I mean, and when she said 2 years, like we said last week, when she said in 2 years, his brain left this planet. Yeah, it was on Saturn. He was like, absolutely not, girl, absolutely not.
And she was like, I said that the whole time.
So all around,
the importance of communicating early and often about what you want for your future, you guys.
And it's not bad to be like, hey, I want to be a wife and mother. I want to be whatever
on
you want to be.
I
want to be out in that workforce. Heck, I want to do friggin' both. You can do it.
You can do it.
However, you just need to kind of be honest and be serious, because people out there are for real. And Latia was for real.
For real.
She wasn't backing
and one last shout out to his dad. At a certain point when Grant was like, well, I wanted a few years to be able to just like travel with my wife and get to know her and whatever. His dad was like, everybody has this like roadmap of what their life is going to look like. And like, that doesn't make sense. Like, you need to be willing to adjust and adapt to the person in front of you or something along those lines, which I thought was really beautiful. And really true that we all have this picture of like exactly what our person's going to be like or exactly what our life's going to look like. And that's just silly, you know? So be flexible in life. Or if you're Grant, just go for the more fun option, which is Julia. And she is very fun. So, you know,
yeah, and hopefully they get married and it all works out. So
hopefully it all works out.
Most
the announcement.
Most important announcement. Go hit me with it, Jasmine.
Bachelor in Paradise is back, and in a way that is extremely alarming to me. Tell me if this makes sense to you. Is it true that it's going to be the Golden Bachelor and the regular Bachelor together?
Yes. So Bachelor in Paradise
we're spanning
is
like 20-year-olds to 7-year-olds, 70-year-olds on the beach together.
The thing is that none of us know how it's going to work yet. My hypothesis is that both of them are going to be on the beach. So like the Golden Bachelor, Bachelorette, and then like the regular. But they're not going to be like dating each other. I think they're going to just like kind of share environments and then like have their own things.
That's my hope and prayer.
However, we have all been kind of asking for a Golden Bachelor in Paradise, but like elevated older people. Like I want to see them.
Yes, like wholesome.
I want to see them in some like Caribbean resort, being well taken care of. I'm talking spa days, not really being outside in the heat, slathering sunscreens.
Like
glamorous kind of beach. Like Bachelor in Paradise is giving like mosquitoes
like
and
gross.
crabs and like all the little crabbies that are on the beach all the time.
And like
it just
can't
looks
be out there.
Yeah, it looks like hot and like miserable.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see how this goes. They did announce it. The feedback from the entire nation was, this is not what we asked for. But we will see how it goes. Icky. Bachelor in Paradise took a year break, so we all missed it. Because that show is pretty... If you don't like The Bachelor, you will hate Bachelor in Paradise.
It's worse.
It is worse. But will we be tuning in, especially if it has some of our golden friends? Yes.
Yeah.
So let's see how it is. Let's see how many episodes Steven can watch before he just takes...
Zero.
Before he
Zero.
Like the house every day you watch it, and we'll see, you know. But that's the big and that was truly the most dramatic season yet.
As they all are, you guys, and we made it through another. And for those of you who can't stand that show, you got a few weeks without us talking about it.
You got a few weeks until the summer when we're talking about Paradise. Until then. Y'all. The world might be depressing. It definitely is. However, we're really not.
We are not. Much love.
Much love. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.